Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new episode of the Barroom Boys. That's right. I'm here with Hod. I'm here with Beav. And boys, everyone's wondering, where the fuck have we been? What?
I don't know. We've been here. We've been alive and well, just been on the grind, we're young adults. We gotta, it's crunch time, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday is crunch time. We gotta deliver. That's what we've been doing. We've just been delivering.
That's
Yeah,
what we do.
we've also been alive. That's a key part of it.
Yeah.
That's a
alive.
valid point.
Somehow, but
yeah, so we were getting kind of swamped with stuff, obviously, between Unbettable, this pod, and work. I was swamped. Hod was swamped with work. Beav was swamped with work. So it's just like at this point, let's do this. We'll make it a football season podcast. So this will go literally from when you're watching this until the end of the Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl episode, that's our wrap up. So you still get a lot of months with us. We're still going to be posting probably once a week. But we are now a football season only podcast. We'll talk a little bit of other stuff here and there, but I think that was the best move. I feel like everyone's, running around with their head cut off in here. So just, it felt right. And it felt like the right time to do it. I'm glad we did it because we're coming back to you with a brand new overlay, brand new logo, brand new everything. I mean, we're back, boys.
We got a new logo. I don't even think Hod and I knew this.
Oh, you didn't see it yet. All right. I did send it in the chat, though. I want that on the record.
New logo. Jeez.
New logo. You ready for this? This is the grand unveiling to the boys. Welcome to Barroom Boys. Brand new logo.
Good. Oh, I think you
Nice,
could send that in the
crisp,
chat. I could be wrong.
And then a little homage
Ooh.
to the old logo right there on the shirt.
Nice.
So yeah, we got a brand new logo, guys.
I gotta get myself an updated
here.
suit picture.
Nah, dude, the suit picture's clean. Don't worry about it. That's a prime setup from us.
I don't even remember when we took that picture. Were we all together like that?
No, so I can tell you that Beav, that one is of you, me, and Lip at Rush, our senior year, and then Hod, that's of you at the SK function when we were at Amelia's house.
Gotcha.
That's crazy because it looks like he's fucking Adam Schefter in that picture.
I know, but if you've never noticed, this little hint for you, Hod's missing a foot in this image. Nobody's ever called it out, and it's gonna stay. But Hod's missing a foot right where the 3 is.
True.
So, but yeah, the brand new logo.
Confirm I still have both my feet for everyone listening.
He does. Can confirm.
Alive, 2 feet.
Yeah.
What could be better?
We're living the life out here. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what the
you got 2 hands?
Been waiting for.
2 hands?
You got 2. Look at him go, bro. He's fucking killing it.
I got every limb, baby. Staying strong for now. Knock on wood.
Oh my god, bro. I miss doing this show, dude. This is like the OG podcast of the group.
This has got to be better than talking to Gary twice a week.
Sometimes he brings it, but most of the time he just leaves half his fucking list blank. So it's an interesting time, but we revamped that show too. So I'm back to editing every podcast episode. Surprise, surprise. But we're not throwing shade. Let's get into it. We got college football. Football is why we are back on the air. Week 0. I mean, let's kick it off with the biggest game. Florida State at Georgia Tech. Hod, I'm going to start with you. What are you looking for in this game, and who are you excited to see?
Well, I guess I'm excited to see football. I'm not excited to see either particular team, if I'm being completely honest. Is it a good game? Yeah, technically on paper. It's also week 0, so there's going to be a lot of sloppiness, especially nowadays with the transfer portal, and a lot of Florida State's team is from the portal, especially this year. Um, I'm excited to see DJ Ukulele, or however you say his name. Um, just because I'm curious to see how he fits into the offense. I mean, he was always shaky at Clemson. He went to Oregon State last year, played all right. Now he's back in the ACC, so I'm curious to see how he's going to do. I'm curious to also see their basically entire offense because I couldn't tell you a single skill position that returned from Florida State. So I don't really know their team, and I don't know really how they're ranked that highly, but I guess they were undefeated and national champions last year. Uh, but yeah, I'm just excited to see some pretty sloppy football. Georgia Tech, I don't know a single player on their team. I'm sorry, Georgia Tech fans, but yeah, that's my analysis of the game. I'm taking every single under this week in week 0. That's my entire goal.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that on Unbettable yesterday. We were like, there's no shot a single over hits.
No,
Like, we would be shocked.
no.
Beav, same thing over to you. What are you thinking?
Yeah, he is
And
frozen.
we lost the
I
Beaver. All right, well,
mean,
dude, look
I'm
at
also
this
curious.
stare.
Yeah, you going crazy right now. Um, but I'm curious to see Norvell and how his
Mhm.
reaction is to like getting his ass whooped 63-3. Granted, they didn't have a lot of their seniors last year, but then again, like that's a lot of the team that's returning this year, and they got their ass handed to them by Georgia. And so that's
Mhm.
the last game that he's played or coached. Had a sour taste in his mouth. There was all the rumors that he could have gone to Bama. They did offer him the spot before DeBoer, and he turned it down and re-signed with Florida State to a hefty contract. So this is kind of a big game for him. It sets the tone. They are favorites, but I think the line's what, 10.5 now? It
Yep.
was, I think, this morning at least. They should cover that on paper against Georgia Tech, who's one of the weaker teams in the ACC. Um, but yeah, you never know. It's week 0. I'm expecting a lot of turnovers in this game, a lot of sloppy ball, a lot of punts. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you there. I was talking about yesterday. I'm gonna hammer the under in the game.
mhm.
It's like you said, it's just not an ideal week 0 over matchup. But I am taking Florida State minus 10.5. That line keeps dropping, so I may hedge it a little bit, but I do feel good about it. Florida State, obviously not the same team that they were, but they're still a top 10 team right now against an unranked opponent. So you can't just go in just throwing your money at the upset because it's
Yeah.
really is not likely in the first week of the season.
Yeah. And I know Florida State got a lot of transfers, mainly on defense, that are notable. I know they got a couple of kids from Georgia. I think Marvin Jones Jr., who's a defensive end
Mm-hmm.
from Georgia that transferred to Florida State. He could be really good for them this year, kind of filling in that Jared Verse, Braden Fisk role from last year. So he's one to keep out for. I know they got a couple guys from Alabama in the secondary, so they could be good on defense. Offense, still not sure. So.
Yeah. Um, I guess we could probably fly through these next three, right? Montana State at New Mexico. Hi, where are you going?
I'm going Montana State. So I'm a big FCS college football betting guy. I started this last year and I won 18-4-1 in my in my FCS
Wow.
bets. Yeah, I was hot. I was giving them out to all my friends. It was great. We were winning everything. And I ended the season on an 0-3 day. So I was like incredibly hot before then. Um, so I remember,
B.
oh, he's back.
Look, fellas, I was gonna get to my take. I'm also excited to see DJ Ooga Booga. Um, Look, you said Mondo. You said it was Florida State at Georgia Tech. If it was at Georgia Tech, I would go to that game. It's right up the road, but it's in fucking Ireland.
Well,
I
Yeah.
Georgia
mean,
Tech's the home team.
fair enough. But look, I think Georgia Tech can put a couple wins together. Maybe not against Florida State. They got an insanely tough. I think they have a top 10 schedule in terms of toughness. FSU, this will be a good opportunity for them to get hot out the gates. DJ Uga Booga, maybe limit the picks, which was seemingly a problem at his last two schools. But yeah, I guess that's where I left off.
Yeah.
All right. Hod, back to you.
All right. But yeah, so Montana State, New Mexico. I know the game's at New Mexico. I think the line was like 11 or something like that last time I looked at it. Um, yeah, I'm rolling with Montana State.
Beav, Montana State at New Mexico. How we feeling?
Gosh, that's a lot of travel for Montana State. I'm gonna go with the home team.
You got New Mexico. I'm going with Hod with Montana State. All right. SMU at Nevada. Beav, we'll start with you.
Jeez. Got the Mustangs against what's Nevada's mascot? Is it a Wildcat?
I think it's a wolf pack. Aren't they the wolf pack?
Yeah, you're right. Colin Kaepernick alum.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with Nevada. I don't know. SMU hasn't been great in years. You kidding me?
Yeah, I think the line is like 24 and a half, 26 and a half, something crazy like that, favoring SMU.
Yeah. Oh, Beav, just wait. There's even crazy.
I'm glad I picked Nevada. That's a lot of money to be made there.
I'm gonna take SMU. I think they have actually like a pretty decent quarterback. I forget his name, but I remember him last year and he was actually pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Mustangs.
I'm gonna go with the Mustangs. Beav, let me tell you this one. We got Delaware State at Hawaii. I'm gonna hammer Hawaii in this game. They are currently favored by 40.
I mean, I didn't even think Delaware. I've never heard of Delaware State. I didn't. You're making that up.
I'm not.
Delaware State. Are you
They
kidding
are
me?
playing at 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. They are playing a minute before midnight.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, who are the ads that are scheduling this game? Who's making Delaware State? I mean, that's their whole athletic budget is getting the football team out to Hawaii. Are you kidding me? That's their whole endowment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Hawaii. I mean, you can't just make a team travel all the way out like that and have them beat you.
Yeah. Time change will get to Delaware State, and they are Delaware State at the end of the day.
I'm gonna watch that game.
You're gonna stay up?
I'm not.
You're crazy.
I'll be
You're
up.
crazy. You know what, Beav? If I'm up, I'll hop on a call with you and we'll watch it. That's crazy.
I'll tell you now, if I'm watching that game, something has gone incredibly wrong in my life. And I love football. Don't get me wrong. I love football. But ain't no way I'm be watching that game.
Not a shot in hell.
Is Hawaii in the college football video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Good to know.
All right, boys. Let's get back to it. The fan favorite of every episode. It is time to draft. Today's draft, 5 rounds, just like always. What are we drafting, you may ask? The best Heisman seasons in the 21st century, any year from 2000 to 2024. This was a Beaver-led topic. So, with that being said, Hod, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. You guys know the drill. We aren't shifting. Or we could shift to a duck race. I'm not opposed.
I kind of like the duck race, to be honest. We'll do a little 20-second duck race.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Hold on. We'll be right back. And just like that, we have the duck race up on the screen. 30 seconds. Hod, Beav, me. We got George washing Hod. We got Mondo with the faux hawk. And we got lame duck Beav.
Plain old Beav.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Get ready. Go. We are kicking it off with Beav in the lead. Slight margin. Hod sneaking up, tied in second with me. Very slow moving race.
I don't like
Beav is
it.
starting to fall back as I'm coming up to take the lead from him, and I am in first. Hod has gone off the screen. Beav
Hod's
is
winning.
falling back.
I'm winning.
Oh no, I'm falling back. Beav is
Push.
back in the lead.
I'm
Push.
3 for 3.
Hod.
3 for 3.
Hod.
3 for
No,
3.
it's Beav.
Never
Beav wins
lost.
it. The inaugural race.
Never
Beav is
lost.
on a hot streak for the ages.
Bro,
Wow.
my Doug never had a chance.
That was electric.
I just want to let
Wow.
the people know that I've never lost a duck race ever.
He has not. I can confirm.
Mhm.
I can absolutely confirm. All right. Beav, you are kicking it off. I'm coming in second. Hod, you are third. Beav, what is your first pick?
All right, we're talking first pick. So this is the greatest Heisman winner of the 21st century. We have some legends, some guys that didn't pan out, some guys that became, legendary NFL quarterbacks.
Mhm.
But the greatest single season in the 21st century absolutely has to be Joe Burrow in the 2019 LSU Tigers. I mean, the dude threw 300 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. They didn't lose a game. They absolutely shat on everybody that they played. And yes, he had Justin Jefferson. He had Jamar Chase. He had Randy Moss's nephew or something like that, a tight end. He had Clyde the Glide, Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, it's got to be Joe Burrow, right? That's 1A.
Yeah. I give it to you. I mean, it's Joe Burrow. He set passing records. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to stay loyal to my fan base. I'm taking Tim Tebow at 2. That man was an absolute menace on and off the field. Hod smiling because I know who he's taking at 3. Hod, we will send it over to you.
I don't know if you know who I'm taking at 3. I was gonna say if Tebow slid to me at 3, I was gonna I don't know what I was gonna do.
I couldn't believe it slid to me. Well, actually, I can. Joe Burrow was like that.
Yeah,
but...
he was good. With my first pick, I'm probably not the direction you guys thought I was going to go with, but I'm going to go with one of the most dominant players, obviously in his era, won the Heisman convincingly that year, an incredible season with his team, and a former Florida Gator. I'm going with Cam Newton.
Yep. Cam,
that was who I thought you would go with.
And my next pick, I'm torn between 2. But I just think when I think of the Heisman, obviously you got to just go with Reggie Bush. I mean, all the controversy that's around me, but he was so good. He was basically unguardable when he played that season.
Yeah.
Question. If we were doing this draft 6 months ago, would that pick have counted?
Probably not.
No, probably not. Technically, he lost it. So, yeah, probably not. All right. It's back to me. When I think of the Heisman, I think of someone who takes over. This guy did it. Not only did he do that, but he revolutionized what QBs mean in SEC country in college football. And that's Johnny Manziel, the superstar out of Texas. I mean, like the guy grows up very military, high school, and then just goes and parties it up at Texas A&M, and then just dominates everybody, no matter who it is. And on top of that, he was the first freshman ever to win the Heisman. With that being said, Beav, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so Johnny Manziel, great pick. Obviously, I would have snagged him if you didn't. I'm going to go with another guy who was literally the face of college football for multiple years. This guy's story, walk on at Texas Tech. You know who I'm, going to say now already, but why is his head coach slipping from my lexicon?
Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. Did work with him, sent him on his silly ass way to Oklahoma where he just absolutely dominated. Give me Baker Mayfield. And then my next pick, I'm gonna get shy away from the quarterbacks here, which doesn't leave you with too many options, especially since Reggie Bush is snagged off the board. But I mean, all the non-quarterbacks that have won a Heisman in the 21st century is what, like 3 or 4, are all dominant players. But one of them had a spectacular season his last year, and that's Devontae Smith. Just unreal. I mean,
Mhm.
for a wide receiver to win the Heisman, you have to put up unreal numbers, and that's what he did. And he was just unguardable, and it was incredible for someone of his like size and stature. And I mean, he's not Megatron, he just runs perfect routes and has incredible hands. So Devontae
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm gonna wrap back around. In my head, there were 3 quarterbacks on this list that were like the most polarizing to me, like that had the biggest Heisman hype, the biggest hype in college. And actually, there's 4 of them. One's Baker, who's off the board. One's Tebow, who I have. One's Manziel, who I have. And the other one, although we hated him, the nation loved him. We ended up loving him. He had one of the greatest Heisman seasons of all time at our rival FSU. It's Mr. Crableg. It's Jameis Winston off the board.
Same as Jameis.
Yeah. My next pick, I'm going to go with someone I rooted a lot for when I was younger, and actually it was the school I wanted to go to for a while when I was in like middle school, early high school days. Because they were one really good at football during that period, had some electric athletes, and had the sickest uniforms in college football ever. And this man was a legend for that school. I'm going with Marcus Mariota.
Mm.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And then my next pick, I don't know. It's just something about this man. Yes, he did win me a couple fantasy championships last year, but I mean, watching his highlight tape at Louisville is just something else. It's not on
Yeah.
par with Avon Austin, but it's pretty incredible. Give me Lamar.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there was all this Baker Mayfield hype at Oklahoma, and that's great and all. But let me tell you a story about a kid. Kid grew up, he played baseball, and he felt really good about it. Did really well in high school. And he kept playing, he kept playing. Eventually, he got an offer to play in college, and he ends up playing at Oklahoma. Oh, he was also their Heisman-winning starting quarterback in Kyler Murray. I mean, you want to talk about an elite Heisman season? That was an elite Heisman season. That's got to be top 3, top 4 all time. I mean, it was unbelievable to watch.
Yeah. Good pick. My next pick, and I hate to do this, but I mean, you just look at the numbers, like ignore the name and just look at the numbers, the season statistics, and this guy lines up with anybody else that we'd already listed in terms of season stats. Maybe the wins hadn't quite matched up to it, but the yards and the touchdowns and the interceptions were there. We go Jaden Daniels, and I know it might be a little bit of recency bias, but I mean he was close to having a Burrow year without without the weapons that Burrow had. I mean, mind you, he had Thomas and Neighbors, but I mean those guys aren't Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. At least we've yet to see. But I just think he put the team on his back, and LSU was literally Jaden Daniels last year. Nobody else.
Yeah, agreed.
And then my last pick, gosh, I'm gonna have to date myself here because obviously I was too young to see this guy play. But the fact that his name still gets remembered to this day and is still recognized as a college football legend speaks volumes. So I'm gonna go with Matt Leinart. When you win a Heisman at USC, you're just elevated to another level. We saw it with Caleb Williams and all the hype that he's getting now. Matt Leinart was the absolute shit back in the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't ignore that. I don't think any of our picks have been pre 2005, so that's for him.
Yeah, With my last pick, I'm going to go with the non-QB. I'm going with Derrick Henry. I mean, the man had an absolutely unbelievable Heisman season. He ran for nearly 2,000 yards, dominated against LSU when everyone was focused on Henny Lenny. So that's a guy that needs to be on someone's team, and it's just a no-brainer.
Wait, Leonard Fournette was the same era as Mark Ingram?
No,
No,
he's
Derrick
talking about
Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. Derrick Henry. Yeah, we skipped over Mark Ingram. Honorable mention.
Unless Hod takes him.
I'm not taking him. I'll tell you that right now. I'm gonna go with another old school guy who had a dominant season um until he lost in the national championship game to our Florida Gators, but that's besides the point. Um One of the best quarterbacks to come out of Oklahoma, and there's been a lot. Um are arguably one of the highest ceiling prospects coming out of the draft that just never panned out to be. I'm going with Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
Yeah. Injuries, man. Injuries.
Yeah, if injuries didn't derail his career, he could have been something special.
Oh, bro. He
So,
would have been
granted,
nuts.
he was drafted to a pretty bad team, obviously, because they had the number one pick, but still.
Yeah. He was a great QB, man. Beat
Yeah,
out Tebow, beat out
yeah,
who else? McCoy.
yeah.
Just great player. All right. Beav, kick us off. Who we got
Honorable
for
mentions.
honorables?
Yeah, we skipped over Robert Griffin.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a year in infamy that was over at Baylor. I mean, what the hell's Baylor done since then? They've had, they stacked up a couple good months
Hmm.
since then, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go with one honorable mention for now.
Yeah, I have a hot take. I don't think he should have won that Heisman. Well, it might not be that hot, but I
Do
think
we know who was runner up that year?
it personally should have went to Andrew Luck. But that's just me. Also, what did I know when I was 11 years old watching college football? But still.
Yeah.
Um, I guess my honorable mention kind of have to go recency bias and say Caleb Williams. Um, I feel like he was just like we've had a couple like we've previously said that were just like unanimous, like, oh yeah, that he's gonna win the Heisman like this year. Like Burrow, like Baker, like a lot of guys that we drafted. I think Caleb most recently, like we just all knew he was gonna win the Heisman by like week 6 of the 2022 season. Um, so yeah, I feel like I have to shout him out.
Yeah, mine's gonna be DJ Lagway in 2026.
Yeah.
I'm calling my shot right now.
Junior year Lagway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why not sophomore year? He's gonna
Yeah.
win both.
He could win both. I feel better about Junior though.
All right. Fair enough.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode, the reunion of the boys for football season, once a week, right here. I don't know, maybe twice a week. We'll see. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.